it's mostly just like how time marches on, but it's very cool for me. You know, as cool as it was the first time Dan Aykroyd stopped by, you know, in my second year in the show, it's cool for me now when cast members on that show come and are guests here. It does feel like some version of family, you know, not the family where you're close with everybody, but it is like you do realize like there's an experience they're having that you had, and people who didn't have it cannot understand what it's like. One of the most enduring qualities of the show is it does there is something about it that feels like sports. One, the live. You don't know until it happens how it's going to be. And it's so beautifully uneven. I've always said the worst show has something great and the best show has something terrible. And there's no host that can guarantee consistency. I mean, even if you laid all the Alec Baldwin hosted episodes out, there's a huge gap between the best one and the worst one. And there's no real reason to explain that other than just everybody sort of had a bad week. But I genuinely think, and don't get me wrong, there's a lot of times you're around him over the course of the week where he's not having fun at all. But the reward of it is great. I think to some degree it is like, you know, I mean, ultimately, a lot of people at high levels of sport, you know, they walk away when their bodies can't do it anymore. And Lawrence figured out how to do it. I mean, I think there'd be a lot of people his age who would still be playing basketball if they could. And so his basketball is still happening. And also, you know, he's just surrounded by, you know, interesting people, which is who would want to walk away from that?
I was just thrilled that we were able to do the kind of material that we were doing because I knew that those things had never been on TV before. And in the beginning, we didn't think anybody was watching. So it was almost like, I guess we're going to get away with this because no one's watching. But as time wore on and we were still getting away with it and people were watching, it was really exciting. But those are battles that Lorne had to fight for sure.